Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glass Man. We're at his glassworks where we're going to be using this big sandblasting machine. Well, it's not that big. It's a two-hander. You can see one hand and one hand goes in here. We'll take a closer look. This is a pretty nice system. It's got a cyclone here and a cyclone collector, dust collector, so that it reconstitutes all this and it goes back in. Or it gets recycled somewhere else. I'm not sure how they're using their sand. But this is called the sandblasting unit, and a lot of the glass people use it. It creates a matte finish, beautiful. And what you see in there is some of the plates that I scored. Now, what are we going to make with this? I'm going to set this preset camera down. What we're going to make are these little guys. Let me focus the camera. These little sushi tray-esque kind of little energy plates. By the way, the two coolest colors is to use yellow. That's yellow. Right. No, when you see through it, it's yellow. And this is blue. Isn't that weird? That's the properties of dichro, that it has two different distinctions, reflected and transmitted. Right now we're only looking at reflective. The light is bouncing off of it and we're trying to characterize it by a color. This looks gold and this looks blue, but they're the opposite. If I move the camera upwards, we would see a definite distinction, difference. And this one is a magenta, and a beautiful one at that. But in order to make these, and I didn't want to buy my molds as a bullseye mold, and I'm not sure what's even out there as a bullseye mold anything anymore, and they're pretty costly. But if you go to the store and you look around for China, as you can see, this was $1.99. As long as you sandblast, what I'm going to show you here, you sandblast these and then you put a kiln wash on it, you're good to go. So for $2, I have my own molds. Don't know what it would cost to buy it from a glass house, but when you're in control of these and you found a good solution, or you found a purpose to sell these or to use it in a project, whatnot, then you can afford to go stay focused and get a dozen of these, or 10, or 3, or 303 if you're going into production. So I like to keep these simple shapes in my design and my detail and such. So these are going to be quite easy. The slope is not asking for a lot. I got a simple round dish saucer. That was $4. And when you find these on sale, because China gets discontinued all the time for a new color, whatnot, you can get a pretty good deal on these. I didn't have the price on this one. I want to say this one was $4.99. So I picked up a couple of these, about 10 of these units the other day at 40% off, so it was a pretty good deal. Now right here, what I'm holding right here is the nozzle. This is the nozzle where the sand is going to come out. And inside of here is, there's gloves, so that everything from this side, outside of the cabinet, everything is a glove experience. You feel robotic. I'm not changing my camera setting right now to show you where the gloves are back in here, because it's already preset. I'm going to close this door because sand is going to be flying around. Now I'm also going to warn you that we're going to make a lot of noise. So at this point, I'll say it, ready, set, we're going to make some serious noise. So I'm going to put my hands in here, and what these are gloved. This is where the rubber glove is. How cool is that? And over here, you don't want to breathe this dust. This dust accumulation is what causes silicosis. And this is a feared symptom that glass workers have to think about without having correct, like this unit here. This unit here takes away almost all the risk. Almost all the risk. So it's pretty safe, and they sell them all over the place in different models, sizes. So what we've got here is we've got a plexiglass lens back up, and you can barely see my plate in there. In fact, that's why I have that set up. Okay. You see that? Ta-da! So once I turn on this sandblasting unit, it's going to be loud, and we'll try to keep it low. You see the gloss over here, the glare? That means that there's a glaze on this, and we need to sandblast it off. We can't have this shiny on our molds. The reason being is our kiln wash will wipe away. There's nothing for it to stick to. So we're sandblasting these plates in order to give us something permeable so that the wet kiln wash material that we're going to be using next will have some surface to stick to, and then it can dry. So here we go. I'm going to turn this on. This is where it gets obnoxious. Not too bad. Stay tuned. Kind of interesting, hard to look through at your project. Okay. Instead of taking the time, the obnoxious time, to do the whole thing, let's take a look at what we accomplished. Oh, by the way, see the foot pedal down there? That's how you control it. So, let's see if you could tell. This part of the bowl is shiny. It still has gloss. Let's see if I can hit that. There you go. You see the gloss down here at this end? That's not going to take a kiln wash. Up here, it's already a matte finish. It's got a soothing touch to it when it's matte finished. So that's all it takes. If you know somebody with a sandblasting unit, then that's cool. Or you know somebody with access to one, you can rent these things for pretty cheap. This is $20 an hour. So that's over here in Asheville. But there's numerous places and businesses that perhaps would offer a sandblasting ability to you if you were to subscribe to this notion of getting China online, because you can buy it virtually anywhere, and then you sandblast, have it sandblasted by a friend or an associate, or do it yourself, because now you know what to do. $2, $3 molds is quite advantageous in the long run by controlling the little factors that we can, like our glass and our molds and what have you. This might seem kind of silly, but they're unique little bowls and trays, and they could go in a very unique conversation for the person that decides, wow, that is kind of cool. And for the price of the glass, you could be quite a healthy deal. Check out my new website, by the way, Dichroic Glassman. It's up and going. Blog is coming on board by next week, so you'll start seeing some blogs. All these videos will be going into a database in the website, and just kind of taking it one day at a time in this relative world that we live in right now. So get a hold of me if you're interested in the Dichroic venture, because I'm going to start doing some heavy discounts. And yes, this is a commercial, but it's also I also want to give you value out of each of my videos as well. This is how I make my living by selling this dichroic glass, and my processes that I do for people, invent, innovate, whatnot. This is the time for collective consciousness. If you think that there's any value I might have to your program, or my dichroic glass cut in squares or applications for you, please contact me. I would really appreciate it. This is my only source of income, and life is a little challenged with the having had 5 bypass surgery. Because of having 5 bypass surgery puts me in a kind of a precarious position at 65 years old as I look on at the landscape of this scare virus justified whatever the temperature is in the room of who's talking. I don't want to get in the midst of any confrontation. However, I live with this notion that my body is already compromised. I am blessed that I am still here, because at 92% blockage, the hospital informed my family my odds of making it through the surgery would be slim. So keep me in mind. If you're into the dichroic arena or want to get in, by all means contact me. I'd love to get you going and show you what I've been doing that's not even on videos. And one step in connectivity, it's still maintaining a connectiveness with all of us in some beneficial way. Trying to do my best and remaining optimistic in these times. But being autistic, synesthetic, colorblind, being alone, wife's long gone, it just makes it even more challenging. I appreciate all the prayers that people hold me in, and all the comments and compliments, especially on other platforms, Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. A lot of people say hello. Thank you very much, everybody. I've had a tremendous audience throughout the years, and I plan on sticking with it for as long as I can. Thank you very much. Hope to hear back from you. Bye-bye.